For the first time in 20 years, it's a Kerry Mayo All-Ireland final. Will it be Mayo for the 4th or Kerry for the 40th? The referee is Martin McNally from Monaghan. He actually took charge of the league game between these two teams, which Kerry won emphatically.
Yeah, it's Martin's first All-Ireland final too. We look and we see that Kerry are going to play towards the Davin end. Straight away, Jack Coyne is getting to know, as they might say, Dylan Gainey. The ball is up, the game is on. All-Ireland final 2026, here we go.
The challengers in white, the champions in green, the referees in blue, and Kobe MacDonald has his hands on the football. And sends it on to Enda Hession, the wing-back. Mayo moving it along the 65-metre line inside the Kerry half of the field. Now the new player, Paul Towie, he's in for Conor Loftus. Loftus starts on the bench. Stephen Cohen is out of the game altogether. His place is taken by Diarmuid O'Connor. And Mayo have been forced over the Cusack sideline, and it'll be a line ball to Kerry.
Yep, and as well as that, we have Tom O'Sullivan, number 25, and his back is in for Diarmuid O'Connor from the Gale. So if the full forward line of Mayo didn't find it hard enough with 3 full-backs, they have 4 men who traditionally play in the full-back line now playing for Kerry. So let's keep an eye out and see where Tom O'Sullivan, he seems to be playing in a half-back role. He has the ball at the moment, he's stolen it with his left foot, hits it across the field, and now he's breaking his way forward. 3 men up for... Let's see, there seems to be a bit of a breach there. No, that's okay.
MacDonald trying to track Paul Murphy. He had to stop there to make sure that he wasn't the 3rd man leaving their own half. Now Kerry come forward on the outside of the arc. It's Mark O'Shea. Paddy Clifford inside for Dylan Casey. And Dylan Casey knocks it over the bar. Kerry strike first in the final. After 90 seconds.
A little tactical masterclass there, but as you described, the player being marked carried the ball out, but of course they couldn't breach, so they had to stop on the halfway line, and it left a little bit of space, and there found from Austin Stacks, Dylan Casey, number 4 on his back with his left foot, clipped it over from the left of centre. That's 1 point to no score, 1 minute 53 gone. First kick out, won by Kerry. Ball in the hands of Tom O'Sullivan. Hand passes it off as far as... That's Dylan Gainey again, gives it away. Ball given in now to Paddy Clifford. Paddy has the ball marked tightly, gives it to his brother David from Foster. David breaks 2 tackles but dispossessed. And you can hear that's lifted the crowd, that's lifted the Mayo man. But straight away the ball's been passed down and blocked down with Tom O'Sullivan. Gives a one-on-one ball inside, but that's going to favour the keeper. And it's Jack Livingston with a nice touch on the ball. Now he's got 1 kick out that's been won by Kerry. So let's keep an eye on that, because kick outs in the modern game are unbelievably momentum builders or breakers. How both teams will react to the kickouts. Ball now.
Taken into the Kerry half of the field through Jack Carney. His kick passes towards Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan O'Donoghue on the outside of the arc is going for it. It's going to drop short. It's landing around the square. I thought Dara Byrne had a push in the back of his marker, but it drifted to the Kerry keeper anyway, Shane Murphy. So the first alarm bells in the Kerry full back line, but the keeper is equal to it. Now, the scorer, Dylan Casey, takes it forward. It's now in the hands of the number 10, Joe O'Connor. Joe O'Connor has Graham O'Sullivan outside him on the Hogan sideline. Here is O'Sullivan. And the kick pass back towards Mike Breen. And now Paddy Clifford. Paddy Clifford's going to look to conduct so much of what goes on in between the 65 and the 45. He slips, but he gets away from the tackle. And now Paddy Clifford's on the edge of the arc, having a look at the posts. And Owen McGreal came back for a second bite, but Clifford gets the pass away. Sean O'Shea looking to burst through the Mayo full back line. They're inside. There's a goal chance and it's wide. Sean O'Brien on the edge of the box. Turned his man and took a snapshot, but Mayo survived that one. So just as Kerry's keeper had a bit of a hard palpitation, Jack Livingston in the Mayo goal has one too.
Yeah, both opportunities were almost reluctant shots, because the ball came to Ryan O'Donoghue. He didn't expect to go for a 2-pointer, I think, but he looked up and there was that bit of space, just kicked it short. And the same for Sean O'Brien. He found himself in the full forward line. It was 1-on-1 after a brilliant break of a tackle by Paddy Clifford out the field a little bit earlier in the attack, but John turned and kicked it with his left foot, just drew it across the face of the goal and pulled it a little bit to the wide. But now Mayo trying to calm things down, the ball in the hands of Enda Hession brings a little bit of pace course, all in white, incredible. Hard to comprehend that it's a Mayo team, but of course, like Sean said, in 1951 they wore these white jerseys, and that's the last time. 75 years ago, 75 years are waiting, but Kerry have won the break. The turnover in their own full back line. The ball's given up. The ball's on the way to, that's Graham O'Sullivan. Gives the ball inside to David Clifford. David on the left foot, strokes it with the left foot, and you can tell that is Muicher Kerry, Muicher on Riocht. That's the kingdom shouting, and it's scores on the board for David Clifford. He's first off the left foot. Beautiful, quick transition of play there from the dispossession of the full back line, Sean.
Hessian, Enda Hessian, he took the ball into the Mayo or the Kerry box, and then he tried to pass it to Ryan O'Donoghue, when perhaps a shot would have been better, but he didn't want to shoot off his left foot. Kerry broke it, then they broke its speed. They found Clifford in his office almost on the Hogan sideline, brought it onto his left foot and put it over the bar. Now the Mayo kick out, landing around the midfield, but again Kerry win it, and again it's a crossfield ball to David Clifford, and again he's going to look on his left foot, or no, he's cut inside on his right, and he's going to fist it over the bar. Clifford, the on-field captain for today, is making his presence felt, and Mayo blink and look at the scoreboard, and suddenly they got a lead to make up.
So it's 3 points and no score, 5 minutes 45 gone, and straight away that was Livingston again. The kick out was broken down in the middle of the field. Who picked up the break? But Paddy Clifford gave a crossfield ball with his left foot to his brother David, cut inside, and as Sean said, fisted the ball over the bar. High percentages, score taken, and it's 3 points to Kerry, no score yet to Mayo. Mayo won't settle until they get their scores on the board, and here comes Enda Hessian again, giving a bit of space in Croke Park, not engaged at all, giving out to his centre half back, David McBride. David McBride passes across. Ryan O'Donoghue dropping very deep out near his own 65. Now cross inside, gives it to Jack Carney. Jack looks faints as if he's going to do a two-pointer, but gives it inside instead to Darragh O'Brien. Darragh O'Brien passes it off inside to the new man in. That's number 23, and that's Towie. That's Paul Towie. Paul's been dispossessed, but it is a sideline ball. The sideline ball will beat Mayo just outside the 21. They're retreating back towards Ryan O'Donoghue, out again between the 45 and the 65. Sean, very deep position. He's not going to score from there.
Well, he can come closer to the arc and look to launch some two-pointers. Mayo certainly have that option. Now it comes to Enda Hessian. Enda Hessian got David McBride on the overlap, and here is David McBride. He's got a tight angle. He looks to fist it over the bar, and Mayo are on the board. David McBride got away from the attention to Joe O'Connor, and a Mayo-dominated Hill is alive with green and red. Kick out taken quickly though, and won by Mayo. The kick out battles, Mayo are showing that they can hang. Will that still be the case for the rest of the final? Time will tell, but they have the ball now, and they have it through number 5, Sam Callanan. Sam Callanan with the hand pass out towards the Cusack side to another of the new players, Diarmuid O'Connor from Ballintubber, a veteran of All-Ireland finals. Now it's Bob Toohey and Enda Hessian. Both those men actually have their gloves sticking out of the back of their shorts. They might need them later on if the weather conspires to rain on us here in Croke Park, but they're going barehanded for now. Hessian still has the ball, dancing around the 45. Now Jack Carney, and back to Enda Hessian. Hessian has Kobe McDonald on his left. Now McDonald making that run. He's being tracked though by Dylan Casey. The ball goes instead to Sam Callan. Now it's Kobe. Had a look at the posts. Being forced into the corner. He's got Jordan Flynn, his teammate from Crossmolina, for help. Flynn out to David McBride. David McBride, the scorer, of course. Now Flynn with a good hand pass inside, but it's pushed back out again to David McBride. Kobe coming short. Mayo with patient play here.
Yeah, Kerry are lining up just inside the arc because they're looking at the wind and they're saying, right, have a go if you wanted a two-pointer. And the first one, Ryan O'Donoghue, of course, had to go drop short. So they're really adjusting their defensive line to cater for the elements here. So what we can say from that is Kerry look like they're playing with a bit of a wind, and Mayo are playing into the wind in the hill. But again, it's not straightforward here in Croke Park, as Sean said. It swirls. Enda Hessian now broken a tackle, got the ball but retreats, come back out, gives it to his centre half back, and that's David McBride. David McBride gives it across to the other wing back. Other wing back, Sam Cullinan.
Two-pointer attempt from Jordan Flynn.
From downtown. That looks like a bit of a pull shot to the left. The patience of Kerry and their defensive structure was exceptional there, and they forced a little rash. That was. I think that was outside the 45, Sean, when he struck it.
And commentators curse from me. I felt a bit of flecks of rain. as Shane Murphy takes his time with the kick out and now sends it right down the middle. Well, up for it is Jordan Flynn, and Jordan Flynn has it on to Sam Callanan, and now here come Mayo. On the edge of the arc, it's Dara Byrne. Dara Byrne for 2, no! Into the gloves of Shane Murphy.
A real momentum killer there again, because the flip side of that, had that gone over, the crowd are in the game. Mayo are settled, the scores would have been level, but it's still 3 points to 1. They've had 3 cracks at 2-pointers now early on in this game. There's 9 minutes and 50 seconds gone, and all 3 have been unsuccessful. 2 dropped into the keeper's hands. Let's see if shot selection can improve for the Mayo, because there's certainly nerves out there. And like I said, just 10 minutes gone on the clock. 3 points to Kerry. They're not running away with it. 1 point to Mayo so far. And now it's a free. And Martin McNally is his first time getting involved. He stopped the game. There's some little bit of concern there of a knee injury maybe to one of the Kerry lads. Martin says, play on. Paddy Clifford has the ball in his own 65. Gives the ball out wide.
And Dylan Gainey that went down there.
Dylan is down. Paul Murphy now has it from Rathmore. Paul gives it back to Paddy. No, that's sorry, I beg your pardon. Paddy Clifford, yeah, Paddy solo on his left. 2 little solos. Jinx gives it to Paul Murphy on the wraparound. Paul being heavily pressurised out the field, and the ref says, "Oh, let's see." I think it may be because of the injury. He's just pausing play. Yeah, it's right. It's very central, Sean. Who did you say? You think?
It was Dylan Gainey, number 15 from Dingle.
Okay, so that referee's. That time Martin McNally blew the whistle. There was a cheer from the Mayo. They thought it was over carrying violation, but it wasn't. It was just the central nature of where he's lying. He's lying just inside his own 65. There's 2 people working with him at the moment. There's concerns about his knee, I think. He's been helped up to his feet. There's a little smattering of a round of applause. Looks like he's going to be taken off the pitch because the game did stop. And the ref will restart it, I presume, with an indirect free, or... Let's see what happens here. He's jogging off, so I think he could be okay, Sean, hopefully.
Well, Keith Evans is being prepared on the sideline, number 19, but I think they'll give Dylan Gainey every chance to prove his fitness. But that would be a big blow to Kerry if they were going to lose Dylan Gainey. So, as you said, the game will restart with an indirect free kick. It's Paddy Clifford who sprays it out right towards Gavin White, but he's overcooked that. Sean O'Brien.
That little bit of rain, it just zipped off when on its first bounce, took it out of range.
Well, the Mayo men all have their gloves on now. Nothing sticking out of the back of their shorts at this juncture, because the conditions are going to be difficult. And just as I say that, the ball goes through the gloves of Paul Towie. Oh no, it's a line ball to Mayo.
Yeah, I think the ref is going to overrule. Yeah, the ref is over. They've had a word because it was punched out by the Kerry man. It was number 9. Sean O'Brien punched it out for certain.
Yeah, so it wasn't Paul Towie that lost that. It was Sean O'Brien that punched it away. Line ball taken short. Jack Carney plays the 1-2. Now it's come to Sam Callanan, the number 5 for Mayo.
Sam has red gloves and red boots, so they really do complement his white shorts, socks and jersey. He looks great out there. I'm looking at the colour choice of gloves, and they look great. In the Hessian on another ball. In the Hessian, number 7 on his back, carries the ball straight away, turns, goes towards the 45, takes a 1-2, gets it back. Paul Towie now going around the arc. Paul decides to have a kick, but that looks like it's dropping short as well. Another poor shot selection, and that's 4 in a row they've gone for. And they've 4 in a row that they have not converted, and 3 of them have gone into the hands of Shane Murphy, and Shane's been able to start an attack with the minimal stress. So Kerry now have the ball. They're still inside their own half. Ball in the hands of Sean O'Brien. Listen, Fuka.
Mayo dropping balls short has been a killer for them in All-Ireland finals past. And it's coming back to bite them now, but they've turned it over on the 45. It's Dara Byrne. And now out wide is Ryan O'Donoghue. He'll take it further inside now. And a bad pass. He looked to launch it all the way to Sam Callanan. I think his instinct in that moment was to go for a 2-pointer, but he'd learned his lesson. But the decision he made instead was also a bad one. And Mayo
little bit of panic, you have to say, Sean. A small bit of panic. 12 minutes, 45 seconds gone. Mayo still marooned on just 1 point. And like you said, he looked like he was going to pull the trigger, but then made a terrible option of trying to hit it out wide. He was almost goaded into it, though, by the defensive structure of Kerry, which was very organised. Kerry haven't seen much of the ball. Of course, they're 3 points. David Clifford getting the last 2. One with his left boot and one with his fist. Kerry are slowing it all down now. They're playing between the 65 and the 45. Ball with Joe O'Connor. Joe gives it back inside to the Centre half back Mike Breen from Lissafuka, which is Beaufort, of course. Beaufort club. Paddy Clifford now. Paddy 13 on his back. Paddy's pointing where he wants to go. Paddy has the black gloves on, left footed, gives the ball inside. That's Gavin White, if I'm not mistaken. Visibility a little bit overcast now, I have to say. We're not used to this for the past 6 weeks in Ireland, but very cloudy overhead. It's gone very dark here. The floodlights will definitely be going on at half time, Sean.
Yeah, Dylan Gainey, by the way, is back on the pitch for Kerry, so that's a bonus for them. Meanwhile, I think that's Sean O'Shea who's going for the score, and that one drops just over the crossbar. And Sean O'Shea has his first of the day. And Kerry, they hadn't scored in a while, but they're back on song now. Yeah. Jack Livingston standing over the kick out. He's got some short options. One of them is the captain, Jack Coyne. Paul Towie and Jack Carney are around the middle. So is Sam Callanan. And the long ball is the one that Livingston goes with. There's 3 Kerry players underneath it though, and it's been broken. They like that breaking ball off the kick out. They punch it back towards the Mayo goal. And now David Clifford. Clifford beckoning Sean O'Shea towards him. Sean O'Shea gets it. Clifford on the overlap, but O'Shea keeps it. But now a good pass inside. Clifford continued the run. David Clifford, goal. That's the genius of the footballer of the year.
Yeah.
Conducted the orchestra, told Sean O'Shea what to do and where to go, and he was there to receive it and round Jack Livingston. And just like in Kerry Mayo finals of the past, Kerry have an early goal, and it's a sucker punch to the men from the West.
Absolutely, and a superb ball over the top by Sean O'Shea, a hand pass of absolute precision, like a quarterback in the NFL. And David Clifford with that unbelievably difficult to defend, that dummy bounce that he does, and Jack Livingston was left on his backside, and David blasted with his left foot high into the net with an empty goal. What a score from Kerry. Kerry now 1 goal and 4 points. That equates to 7 points. 15 and a half minutes gone. Mayo still on that, just 1 point. Not what they would have wanted, and they would have hoped to keep the ball away from Clifford as much as possible. And Sean O'Shea, these lads start to get confidence. It's not going to augur well for the Mayo men. Let's hope they get the next score for the sake of the game. But Diarmuid O'Connor that's Joe O'Connor breaking through. Joe has it again after playing a lovely 1-2. Dylan Gainey has it. No side effects of that knee injury. 2-pointer potentially being taken by Shawnee. Shawnee steps inside the arc, picks it with the right foot. The ball dissects the post. It's another score for Kerry. It's 1-5 to Kerry, 1 point to Mayo.
Sean O'Shea feinted on the outside of the arc, but brought it in and kicked the score. And I don't think at this stage Kerry will be thinking too much about the discrimination between 1s and 2s. As long as they can keep raising flags, they'll be in position. Jack Livingston slips off his kick out, but it does find Mayo hands. It's come to Jack Carney. Mayo just need a score on the board just to stop this from really slipping away from them. They're against the wind, so it won't be easy. They got to work it in close, but the Kerry full back line is tigerish, especially with that extra player back there, Tom O'Sullivan. Jack Carney with the pass out to Dara Byrne, the teenager out in the corner from Clare Morris. He's forced to go all the way back to Enda Hessian, who's closer to the 65 than he is the 45. Now it's inside for Jack Carney. Jack Carney for 2 from outside the arc. And that 2-pointer does the business. Jack Carney from Kilmena raises the first orange flag of the final. And Mayo on the road back. The short kick out goes to Kerry hands despite the attentions of Kobe McDonald. It's gone to Dylan Casey and now Paul Murphy. Ryan O'Donoghue tracking him, but he brought him down.
Yeah,
he thought he got a clean
shoulder.
tackle.
Yeah.
O'Donoghue can't believe it, but that is, we're just having another look at it here. Yep, there was a hand on the back, there was a hand over the shoulder, nowhere near the ball.
Expertly done by Paul Murphy as well, because the minute he felt the hand coming over from Ryan O'Donoghue, grabbed onto it and it made it look like even a worse tackle than it was, like a seatbelt tackle in rugby. Ball now with the Kerry men given out, has to be taken quickly, and it has been taken quickly. Graham O'Sullivan has it, gives it up the line. Graham O'Sullivan passes up the line. They're just broken into their own half. That's Mike Breen from Beaufort. Mike Breen has orange and black boots and gives the ball to Dylan Gainey. Dylan being a big press on, put on the Kerry men out. Mayo trying to get the ball back and hopefully get the next score. And their eyes, 13 on his back is Mr. Paddy Clifford. Paddy soloing back towards his own 21. Gives it to Paul Murphy from Rathmore. Paul Murphy's under pressure now. This great tackling by Byrne.
This tackle is clean.
Yeah, picked off the ground perhaps, and the referee eventually says it's a free out, and the Mayo crowd are incensed because for all the world that looked like an overcarry.
Kerry will take every little thing they can get. They got the rub of the green against Dublin as well. Now Jason Foley, the fullback, and Clifford, David Clifford that is, hugging the Hogan sideline. Ball sent out though towards the new player, Tom O'Sullivan, number 25. Joe O'Connor, very central, just outside the 45-metre line. He crosses the 45 now. And Kerry making good use of the screen with their passes as they did against Clare in the Munster semi-final. That led directly to 2 goals.
Tom might have a crack with the left foot. He has, but he's pulled it to the right and wide. A bit of a snapshot. It did open up in front of him, but Dangany Gooshman scored plenty in the club championship, and just that 2-pointer for Mayo is their 29th of the season, so they have been very prolific, and like we said, it's their 5th attempt at a 2-pointer into the wind in the first half. Look, some of them, even 2 of them, are going over. It's a different game. It's 1-5, 8 points, that is, to Kerry, and it's 3 points to Mayo. 19 and a half minutes gone. The game is flying by. The ball now in the hands of Sean O'Brien. Sean O'Brien gives the ball inside. Little overlap coming, and that's Tom O'Sullivan again with the outside of the left boot. Tom is remonstrating with himself. He's slapping his thighs, both hands. He's pulled it across the face of goal. It's gone to the right and wide.
That is a poor miss because Kerry had plenty of space in around the back to run into. So to get a wide from that, Jack O'Connor would be very disappointed. So that's 3 wides for Kerry, only 1 for Mayo, but
their issue has been dropping
lead.
The ball into the keeper's hands, hasn't it? It's happened at least 3 times from 2-pointers and maybe 4 times in total.
David McBride can't reach the kick out from Jack Livingston, goes over the sideline. Sean O'Shea takes the line ball quickly, gives it to David Clifford. David Clifford passes it back out to Mike Breen, and it's moved on to Paddy. So Paddy's pulling the strings in the half-forward line, David in the full forward. The Clifford brothers running the show in the first 20 minutes. Sean O'Brien, back to Paddy, launches one up into the air. It's going to drop in around the house. Sean O'Shea's underneath it, but so is Jack Livingston, and Jack Livingston was being fouled, and it's a free out to Mayo, which is taken quickly. But Mayo getting themselves into trouble. Duncan McHugh, the fullback's under pressure, and he's lost it. He's lost it to Tom O'Sullivan, and Tom O'Sullivan has won a free in just outside the arc, and this is prime David Clifford territory.
Yeah, I'm amazed that Martin McNally's gone for a yellow there. It didn't look a massive tackle, I have to say. I think he probably feels like it was high. We're just looking at the replay, and it maybe slipped up from his arm, but it looked like he hit him. First contact was on the bicep. Maybe the arm slipped up with the force of the swing. But yeah, a little bit upset I would be if I got a yellow for that now, I have to say. So let's describe this. We're halfway between the 21 and the 45. We're about 6-7 yards in from the Hogan stand sideline. David Clifford is tapping the ball on his left foot. He's done 2. He's rolling the ball now. Takes 3 steps back, 3 steps forward, swipes the left foot at it, and it looks like he's pulled it. He has, because that's Mayo cheers. It's gone to the right and wide, so wide on the near post. Not like him, Sean.
Not like him at all. He's scored plenty from play from that sort of area, and Kerry not having their best day in front of the post, but that'll mean little if Mayo can't make it count at the other end. Jack Coyne gets the short kick out, and the first job for Mayo is just to get out of their own half. Ryan O'Donoghue's come very, very deep to help them with that, but he's still inside his own arc. Dylan Gainey just drifting alongside him. Now thought about the tackle, but O'Donoghue smelt the danger and got it away. There's 2 coming down the right-hand side now for Mayo. One of them is the man in possession, Kobe McDonald.
Kobe's on the move.
Kobe's having a look at the posts, and Kobe, well, that is what you'd expect from an 18-year-old on All-Ireland final day. It skidded off the inside of his boot and went across the face of goal, and Shane Murphy came and picked it up and dished it out to his defenders. Now Joe O'Connor's come deep to launch the Kerry response. Joe O'Connor looking for David Clifford again. Great pass straight into his chest. Clifford taking on Duncan McHugh. Clifford finds a cross. It could be another goal for Kerry. Sean O'Shea forced away from goal. Might he take his point here? Yes, he's gone with the fist. And Mayo did well to avoid the goal. It was a brilliant cross almost by David Clifford.
Yeah, a footballer, a soccer player of renown as well. Sean O'Shea is looking absolutely sharp. He missed a lot of the season, of course. Came back in the quarter-final. Looked like he definitely needed a bit of match practice when he came on in that game. Was exception in the semi-final, and now looks lean, looks fit, looks fast, looks hungry. So Sean O'Shea doing it for Kerry. What a super pass, like you said. But great piece of defending by Enda Hessian, you have to say. Now, ball given out by Jack Livingston. Decide to go short. He's got it away. Now, Kerry just slow down a little bit. Momentum gone out of the game slightly. It's 1-6 to 3 points. 6 points between the teams. 9 points to Kerry. 3 points to Mayo. 23 minutes gone. Ryan O'Donoghue around the midfield. Pass it off, gives as far as Jack Carney. Jack Carney, of course, Mayo's last score with that wonderful 2-pointer, gives it into Kobe. Kobe, orange boots, black gloves, passes it, gives it to Towie. Paul Towie gives it across now, and we're right in the centre. That's man Enda Hessian again. He's been given lots of space. Enda Hessian, they're almost goading him into having a go. They're trying to keep the shooters outside the arc. That's Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan's had a little second there, and he's kicked it from right of centre with his right foot down towards the hill. He's dissected the post, and that's the second Brat de Roche, the second orange flag of the day for Mayo. They're getting back into this game. It's 1-6 to 5 points, Sean.
And Mayo will be thankful that orange flag is now a part of the game, because without it, Kerry might be out of sight. Referee has stopped the kick out because there's going to be an early change for Mayo. Tommy Conroy. So Paul Towie's All-Ireland final lasts 24 minutes. They need some coolness, I would think, to temper the hotness of the young men in the Mayo full forward line. And Tommy Conroy, a veteran of finals past, is the man that Andy Moran is sending in to find it. Mayo win the kick out.
Yeah, Mark McNally's letting everything go here. There was lots of pushing and shoving in the middle, but Mayo have it. Gets the ball inside as far as Dara O'Brien. Ball out in front of him. Dara Byrne has him straight away. Tommy Conroy gets a push in the back, and the referee says, yes, it was a push in the back. Gavin White's a little bit disappointed, but he's holding the hand out. He's giving the ball back because he doesn't want to be penalised any further. Surprising, it was a third man tackle. In fairness, it wasn't committed by Gavin White, but he did hand it back. So it's going to be a difficult chance. Dara Byrne much even closer to goal than David Clifford's down this end. It'll be, by the time he kicks, it'll be on the 21, but he'll be just about 5-6 yards inside the Hogan stand. He's kicking towards the hill, takes 2 little stutter steps, kind of turquoise boots. He's kicked it, and if that's gone over, it has. What a score. Is the momentum changing, John?
It's a one-score game now. There's still a very stiff wind blowing in Mayo's face, and Kerry's attack is as potent as ever, but Mayo have arrived in the final. A short kick out goes to Jason Foley under pressure from Kobe McDonald. Now Ryan O'Donoghue putting the pressure on Dylan Casey. Is that going to be another free out? No, it's not. It's over-carrying, and the Mayo fans on the hill erupt as if they've just scored a goal.
And there's been dissent, so he's bringing it in. Martin McNally's bringing it in. It's right in the middle. It's on the 21. It's going to be a little chip over the bar, and in the next couple of seconds, Mayo are going to be 7 points. Whereas Ryan O'Donoghue, the ball is in his hand. He's pushing Jason Foley out of the way. Jason Foley's giving it the slow retreat, but Ryan kicks it over into the hill. The hill is blue. The hill is green and red. It is absolutely alive with the Mayo momentum.
This is a real purple patch for the challengers. Of course, decked out in all white. The
Serious
green and
pressure
gold
for Shane Murphy now with this kick out, Sean.
The green and gold needs a response. They've got the men to do it. The kick out's going towards Joe O'Connor, and Joe O'Connor claims it. Under pressure from David McBrien, but he finds Sean O'Shea with the pass. The high press of Mayo is what did for Louth in the semi-finals. They're trying it again against Kerry.
Yeah.
Easily the best team in the country so far this year, and certainly with the tag of All-Ireland champions, they have the hardware to back it up. So a win over Kerry in any situation would be absolutely a massive. A win in this situation would be beyond description. But of course, it's our job to describe it, so we'll do our best to do that if that time comes.
Nothing's beyond description for us. Listen, like you said, it's that high press, and it's Ryan O'Donoghue that's starting it off. He's
Kobe's
going for the man with the ball.
putting Paul Murphy under pressure, but Murphy spins away. Kerry would have to know this was coming, and they've done pretty well so far. It's only that one time they've been done for over-carrying, and that led to the last score, that Ryan O'Donoghue chipped over the bar from right in front of the posts. But now Kerry are back inside the Mayo 45. As I said that, they go back out again in towards the area where Paddy Clifford is, so he can dictate their next attack.
Beautiful.
Here is Paddy,
sidestep.
goes past Owen McGreal, and now it's for Tom O'Sullivan. And now Dylan Casey. He's got 1 point already. He's very high up the field. Paddy Clifford colliding with Owen McGreal inside, but he's got the ball. Paddy jinking away. He's got 3 men around him, but there is an avenue behind him. And down goes another Kerry player.
The whistle is gone.
The whistle is gone. It's going to be a free in.
Yeah, he hasn't decided. Now he has. He's pointed towards the Davin end to say it's going to be a Kerry. There's 28 minutes gone, just to keep you updated with time. It's 1-6 to Kerry, 7 points to Mayo. That's 9-7. There was 6 points between the teams. Of course, there's now only 2. 9 points to 7. 1-6 to Kerry, 9 points to Mayo.
And there's another Kerry man down. We're going to have another stoppage. Andy Moran doesn't seem to know why he's down, but this might be a bit of a tactic from Kerry. They're feeling these hard challenges coming in. Oh, and now we look at that. It was Dylan Casey coming in, and Jack Coyne came to bat the ball away, but he missed, and his forearm caught the Kerry cornerback in the jaw.
Was it a little bit like when Michael Murphy tried to? I missed the replay myself now.
Oh no, it was much less deliberate than that.
Okay, that's good to know, because it was Dylan Casey again, of course, on that occasion in the league. But we're just looking at a replay of David Clifford's goal. Wonderful goal, and of course, massively the difference between the two sides now, that green flag. But it's 1-6 to Kerry, 7 points to Mayo. We're waiting. The time it has, well, it's 28 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock. So obviously it has been stopped. We're playing the hooter today.
So it will be a free to Kerry. I wonder if it's going to be direct. Well, Sean O'Shea has it, so I have to assume it will be. Meanwhile, Dylan Casey is moving towards the sideline. Evan Looney is there to replace him if need be.
Temporary substitution, maybe.
Indeed. So this would be Kerry's first 2-pointer of the game if he can knock it over the bar, Sean O'Shea. The referee just putting the spray down. The kick is to the left. It's closer to the Cusick than it would be the Hogan. And it is probably between where the arc and the 45 is. Sean O'Shea's picked the ball off the ground, so he's going to kick it out of his hands.
Yeah, well within his range.
Clifford has been double marked, by the way, inside the box on the off chance that this drops short. But with the wind behind him, it should have the distance. Does it have the accuracy? No. Wide at the near post. Big ironic cheer coming up from all the Mayo fans, but especially the ones behind that goal. And it remains a 2-point game with 28 and a half minutes gone. Kerry have 5 men inside the 45. They are ready for the short kick out if it comes. Sure enough, Owen McGreal is coming short. But no, Jack Livingston takes a few steps back and launches it towards the writing in the middle of the pitch. But it's punched back from whence it came, but it's punched into Mayo hands. And now it's in red gloves. Now it's gone on to Kobe McDonald, who's dropped very deep. So is Ryan O'Donoghue, who's off him, but he bypasses him. Kobe's going himself. They have a man inside. That man is Sam Callanan. Sam Callanan puts it over the bar.
Incredible piece of play from Kobe. Kobe challenged, won the break in the middle, got past the 65, past the 45. Lovely loop and hand pass in over the top. And Callan was really off. Sam Callan was off balance there, and he swung the left foot at it, almost like a hurling style. What a brilliant piece of play from the Mayo men. 1 point between the teams, 1-6 to 8 points. And now pressure comes on Shane Murphy from Dr. Croke's again. The sights go long out here underneath us on the Hogan stand side, and the break is picked up, and that's picked up by Evan Looney. Evan gives it out, and the ball is now with Jason Foley. Jason Foley from Ballydonoghue Club. Jason gives it out to Gavin White. Gavin White, of course, extreme athlete, unbelievable endurance athlete, brilliant wing back, one of the best in the country, of course. And it doesn't take long in any Kerry attack for the ball to get into the hands of Paddy Clifford. Paddy gives it to Sean O'Shea. Sean O'Shea's giving it inside to Joe Connor, and there's a man overlapping. It's Tom O'Sullivan. Tom's on his favoured left foot, and Tom strokes it beautifully with that left foot from just around the 13-yard line on right of centre, which shoots the left-footed kicker. He dissects the post, and that settles Kerry down as their first score in a while. It's 1-7 to 8 points. The ball is given out, and it's away, and Mayo are out. Enda Hessian has it again. Enda Hessian looking for options, of course. He goes all the way across his own goal, out to the other side. And now here comes that's Diarmuid O'Connor. Diarmuid O'Connor carrying it past. He's 65, but he decides to retreat and gives the ball back as far as Donnacha McHugh. Donnacha McHugh now gives it to Enda Hessian. Probably has the most possessions of anyone in this game. Enda Hessian now carrying again, going past the 65, going to the 65 of Kerry, and he gives it out. And he's right, and that's to Jack Carney. Jack Carney's coming over towards us here on the Hogan stand side. He's just broken past the 45 into the 21. He gives it to Tommy Conroy. Tommy takes 2 solos with his right foot, gives the ball back to the centre half back, David McBride. David gives it Carney. Carney decides to come back out again to that man, Enda Hessian. Number 7, he's back, nobody near him. Enda's halfway between the 65, he's very central at the moment, and the 45. Gives it to Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan gives it all the way across to the other side, and it's Kobe. Kobe solos, small solo with his left foot, and then he outside of the right foot sweeps the ball across. Beautiful pass to Hessian. Hessian gives it across again. They're probing left and right, Sean.
They're taking their time. They still have 3.5 minutes in this first half, so they could hold the ball for as long as they want to until then. Enda Hessian again, right in front of the post. Does he have the confidence to go for it? I would very much doubt it. There are plenty of better candidates. One of them is Ryan O'Donoghue, and O'Donoghue does go for it. This is dropping in around the house. Shane Murphy dropped it the first time, took it the second, almost slid between the legs of Diarmuid O'Connor. Diarmuid O'Connor putting massive pressure, and they turn it over. It's Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan O'Donoghue completely taken out inside the 14. This will be a free in, and most likely will be a card as well.
Yeah, I think that was Evan Looney, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like his haircut anyways. But could have been just so many things happened there, I have to say. Oh well, yeah, it wasn't
a lot in it. But it was enough. It was a foul.
Yeah, absolutely.
But from where we were on level 7 of the Hogan, it looked like that red card in the World Cup final last week where your man was turned head over heels.
It did. It was an impact between two Kerry defenders. Evan Looney was one of them, and Ryan O'Donoghue. But it was accidental. But at the same time, they completely blocked his path to goal. So no doubt about the free, but no cards. Gavin White now standing in front of the ball, not retreating one iota. He has to be careful because Martin McNally's already brought it for descent, so they don't want to do it again. Ball now, left-footed kicker, and that is Dara Byrne. Dara clips it with his left foot. I can see him punching with his left hand, a little silent punch by his side, down by his hip. I could see the closed fist. He knew that was gone over, and he's delighted. The young man has got 2 great scores in the first half, the Clare Morris player. Under pressure again is Shane Murphy. We say lots, but the kick out is vital in the modern game of Gaelic football. 32.5 minutes gone, but he gets it out, and he gets it to that aforementioned Looney. That's Evan Looney from Dr. Croke. Gives it back inside to his fullback Jason Foley. Jason going across goal, but gives it to Casey. Dylan Casey back to Looney. Looney on as a temporary substitute. We're not sure if he's going to stay on or not. Ball seriously.
Toby McDonald wins the line ball. He got a hand to it, and then it bounced off the Kerry chest and over the sideline. Jack O'Connor is asking about a push in the back.
No.
But now Mayo have the ball back, and they're going to come looking for the equaliser before half time. Enda Hessian approaching the arc, entering it, and back outside to Tommy Conroy. Tommy Conroy lashes at it, doesn't look great. Mayo flags are up. Looks like we're going to go to Hawkeye.
Oh, we're going to go to Hawkeye. Killian Jones from Kildare is in Hawkeye. It'll be interesting to see.
I'd be amazed if this was over.
Yeah, I think so.
It was one of those shots that they were shooting earlier in the first half where they were just lashing at it and hoping for the best. But they only have 90 more seconds or so where they have to put up with a wind in their face unless something truly diabolical happens with the weather.
The only thing I can think of is it was in the air that long that the umpires couldn't get. It was very, very,
it's over.
Very high.
It's over the bar.
Oh, it's a tall. Listen to the cheer from Winter Mayo. Oh, goodness me, the scores are level. How much close scoring-ish? 1 goal and 7 points to Kerry. It's 10 points to Mayo. Mayo, you're still alive. You're still in it. The dream is still on. The 75 years are hurt. Are they fading away? Let's wait and see. Shane Murphy kicks it out, goes long. It is chaos in the middle of the field.
Caught clean by Sean O'Brien, and Kerry will look to restore a bit of order in their world before the break. They have 1:20 seconds to work something, and they have the men to work it, as we've said many times. Gavin White out. David Clifford's around there too. He's dropped very deep indeed. In fact, him and Paddy have almost swapped places between the forward lines.
This time last year we didn't have the hooter, of course, and David kept the ball. Well, we did, but we were allowed to play on after it, and David kept it, and he got a 2-pointer just before half-time. A pivotal score against Donegal, so I'm sure they will attempt to recreate history, but he slipped. It's a good press again by the Mayo men. They're letting Mike Breen have it.
I wonder now, they've got a couple of their 2-point shooters out around the arc, although as I say that, David Clifford has dropped into his preferred place, taking on Duncan McHugh, but Duncan McHugh forces him back. David Clifford stays down. The referee has done nothing. Kerry still passing pretty fluidly. Now Joe O'Connor coming through. Joe O'Connor taps it over the bar, and Kerry will take a lead into the break.
Yep, we've got 15 seconds left, so just enough time for Jack Livingston, the brave man, to put the ball in his kicking tee.
And the referee has stopped play. We stopped the clock with 10 seconds left because David Clifford has not gotten up from that challenge from Duncan McHugh. It
just
seemed like he was just being forced
ball,
backwards. Yeah, he did get the pass away. So I don't think it was anything malicious. We're going to have a look at the replay now. Or they haven't given us a replay. They play the replay graphic, but nothing happened. So Jack Livingston will probably just kick this into space, and we can all retreat back into the press office for a bit of sustenance.
Yeah, we're looking over at the alley stand, as you called it, between the Cusick and the Davin end, and the goalkeeper or the goalposts. Marshals are getting ready to bring the goalposts out into the pitch. We'll have 2 games. Buckley, August Colony playing at half-time. Children from primary school all over Ireland will be getting a chance to play on Croke Park on the biggest day of our year, the senior championship final. So we wish all those children and their clubs, their families and their schools all the best, and I hope they enjoy the experience of playing at half-time in Croke Park. 6,
so Jack Livingston,
4, 2, 1.
Yep, Jack Livingston launches into the air. There goes the hooter, and we enter half-time with a much more competitive final than it looked it was going to be 20 minutes ago. Kerry got the first 3 scores, and even after Mayo responded, they stamped their authority further with more points, and then the goal from David Clifford brilliantly brought it past Jack Livingston. Yeah. But then Mayo came back. They got a bit smarter with their shooting after kicking 2-pointers into the wind for a long time, and they eventually managed to draw themselves level before Joe O'Connor tapped one over to mean that at half-time it is Kerry who lead by 1. It's Kerry 1-8, it's Mayo 10 points.
Mayo out nice and early. I see in the middle of the field Jack Carney having a little word with referee Martin McNally. So this is their chance. Mayo have 35 minutes between now and absolute euphoria, I suppose, across Mayo, but across the world. There's Mayo diaspora all over the world that have been let down so many times. 11 times they've lost All-Ireland finals since they won it in 1951, Sean. Incredible.
It is worth noting, though, that they are still behind. They are trailing by a point to Kerry 1-8 to 10. So nothing has been achieved quite yet. And I'm just looking at the flags, and some of them seem to now be blowing towards the hill. Now, some of them are again blowing across the way from where we are towards the Cusick stand. But if the wind has changed, that would be a very cruel piece of luck. But
here we go,
as Kerry come back out onto the pitch, we will see how things play out. Tyrone and Dublin were beaten in the quarters and semis without Kerry really ever hitting top gear. But I suppose you don't need to hit top gear to win football matches. You just need to be ahead when the clock hits 70 minutes. And that's what Kerry have done time and time again this year. They lead by 1. It is worth noting we're down for extra time today, but not penalties. If extra time can't separate them, we'll be back here for a replay on the 8th of August. So Martin McNally will hop this. And the Restart is won by Mayo.
First
Comes to
possession,
Jack Kearney and Paddy Durkin. Or I might have been mistaken there. I got a bit distracted because they were announcing the substitutes. There was definitely, there is a change on the Kerry team. Tom O'Sullivan is off. Keith Evans is on. So we saw Keith Evans being prepared as a potential temporary sub. But now he's on to play this second half. Dara Byrne thought about a 2-pointer. Now goes with a first. With a one. He's put it over the bar. All sorts was happening there. He fumbled and stumbled his way through the Kerry defence, but he's knocked it over the bar. And for the second time, the teams are level. Shane Murphy's not wasting any time with his kick out, though. He sends it straight down the middle, but straight down the throat of a Mayo man. And now they come looking to take the lead for the first time.
Great ball inside.
Cubby McDonald's inside. Cubby's stuck on his right foot, and he's been blocked down. McDonald's still going, and his attempted goal is saved. Kerry claiming it came off McDonald on the way through, but it's going to be a 45-metre free. Yeah. And this will be for Mayo to take the lead.
Really interesting passage of play there. Like you said, the first kick out was won immediately by Mayo, but Dara Byrne put a crossfield ball into Kobe. Kobe had a bit of space, but there were two men in front of him. He did a wonderful bounce kind of dummy like Ala David Clifford. Then he got a bit free, but he was blocked down. Brilliant block down. Then he pulled on it on the ground with his right foot, and the keeper got out. Shane Murphy made a great save. Now, it was a very acute angle. You'd always back the keeper here. But Kobe has brought it out to ensuing 45. He's going to kick it off the ground. His hands are on his hips. He's taking a couple of deep breaths. He's taken 5, 6, 7 steps. He's very direct behind the ball. No side steps whatsoever. He's focusing. He's right of centre. He's hitting towards the canal end. Kobe off the ground. 15 on his back. He looks the crowd. He jumps into the air with two hands in the air. Number 15 on his back, and the young man has absolutely timed that to perfection. What a beautiful strike of a ball.
It was the third quarter power play from Mayo that took them past Louth in the semi-finals. Let's see if they can replicate it in the final against Kerry. The kick out has gone towards the Hogan stand. It's been taken on the break by Sean O'Shea. And suddenly Dylan Gainey's in space, and he's got the new man Keith Evans herring through the middle in support of him. But it's come back instead to Sean O'Shea just inside the arc. He comes back out again. Still O'Shea. There are two free men out on the right. One of them is Mike Breen. The other one is Joe O'Connor. O'Connor being challenged by Bob Toohey. And Bob Toohey has forced Joe O'Connor to kick that into space, and it drops wide. So first wide of the second half for Kerry.
There'll be certain people that Mayo and of course Kerry, when they're defending, will allow have the ball around the arc because they don't feel they're going to have a crack at a 2-pointer. And I think Joe could be one of those people. They almost goaded him into having a crack at it. Joe was off balance. Nice bit of work by the midfielder Bob Toohey. But here we go, first kick out. Jack Livingston gives it long, and the ball is, what a catch by Jordan Flynn, number 12 in back. Gives the ball inside to Tommy Cronin. He's one-on-one with Foley, but Foley's been helped out by Paul Murphy. Paul's picked up the break, and something's happening there, so the ref's given a free out. So the ball is now in the hands of Dylan Casey, and he's coming back towards the middle. He kicks it left-footed to Mark O'Shea from Dr. Croke. Mark O'Shea gives it outside him to Gavin White. Gavin White now comes along underneath the Hogan stand, gone past the 65 towards the 45, cuts inside toward the middle, plays a lovely 1-2. He's on the edge of the arc now. There's a great piece of work, but there you go, a super little bit of back play there and defensive work from the Mayo men. The Mayo, Diarmuid O'Connor has it, gives it out to, I think that's the centre half back, David McBride from Ballahadreen, same club as the Andy Moran. Now the ball with Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan takes a nice little sidestep, gets past, breaks the tackle of Sean O'Brien, and he breaks the second tackle of Mark O'Shea, and he's still going strong. There's 5 men on the run. The ball is given over the top to David. Free man inside is Dara Byrne. Dara Byrne with his left foot cracks it into the top right hand corner of the Kerry net. Mayo have got a goal. It's 1-12 to Mayo, 1-8 to Kerry. 39 minutes gone. We're only 4 minutes into the second half, and they've gone from 1 down to 4 ahead.
What a phenomenal move that was by Mayo. Started by Ryan O'Donoghue from DB, jink past 2 or 3 Kerry men, and then they picked all the right passes through the Kerry defence. And the finish from Dara Byrne was sublime. There are red flares up on the hill, but we've still got half an hour to play. This game is far from over. But Kerry being asked questions now. Sean O'Shea will look to answer them. He's giving it off to Keith Evans, but Mayo rings around Croke Park. I did say they were in the majority at the start of the day. They certainly feel like it now. Paddy Clifford trying to shake off Owen McGreal. He has done. Clifford on his left, forced wide though, and is eventually forced to pass back. Sean O'Shea.
High energy defence from the Mayo men. Ball now with Gavin White cutting inside, comes past, goes towards the 21. A little slip there from the man he was going to give it to, but the ball is with Mike Breen. Mike Breen gives it outside. That's to David Clifford. David's on the edge of the arc, but he's been pushed out and has to retreat. Gives it to Dylan Ganey. I remember it was 1-6 to 3 points at one stage. 1-6 to 3 points. Now, since then, 1-9 Mayo have scored. 2 points have been scored by Kerry. Ball on the left foot of Shawnee, and I can tell you right now, those cheers are coming from the Muintir Mayo, because Shawnee has kicked it with his left foot and it's gone wide on the near post. It down towards the hill. Kerry not dealing with this wind yet. 1-8 to 1-12. Like I said, it was 1-6 to 3 points in the first half.
Jack O'Connor is a puzzle to solve. Jack Livingston is eyeing up this kick out, and he sent it towards the Hogan. Jordan Flynn is underneath it, but it's been taken by Kerry. It's been taken by Gavin White, who's really stepped up for Kerry in the second half. A lot of play is going through him. Mayo still only have the one wide in this game to Kerry 7. But now here come Keith Evans. Keith Evans lifts it over the bar for his first score of the All-Ireland final. And any Mayo fans counting their chickens right now are sorely mistaken, because Kerry, well, they're still Kerry, aren't they? They're still very, very dangerous.
Yeah, that was a good score there by the substitute. Came on there, number 19. Number 19 is, who did we say that was? Keith Evans, sorry, from Kill. So Keith Evans found himself on his own, and he had the confidence to have a crack at it with his right foot, and he scored. But Jack Livingston gets the ball out, and the ball goes as far as Diarmuid O'Connor. Diarmuid wins it in midfield. Diarmuid he's gone all the way. He's gone from the 65 all the way into the 21. Diarmuid's tried to give a hand pass, but Tommy Conroy had fallen over. He couldn't give it to him. Tommy has 25 in his back. Tommy gets it now. Tommy retreating back towards the 45. Tommy gives it out. Ryan O'Donoghue now has it. Ryan has the gloves tucked in the back of his shorts, as we had in the first half. Jack Carney now. Jack Carney looking for options. One of the options on the left-hand side is Enda Hession. I said in the first half that Enda wasn't going to go for 2-pointers. Was I? Oh, I thought I was going to eat my words, but I didn't. He had a crack at it, but he's just a little bit to the right and wide. And again, one of those options where it was, he almost had too much space. The option, the right option was to have a crack at goal.
Would Kieran O'Callaghan please make his way to medical post 313, please? That's Kieran O'Callaghan to medical post 313.
So we can smell the flares that have come from the hill that all lit up after that Mayo goal went in. But Kerry are still there. They have this kick out now, sent towards the Hogan, but Mayo win the breaking ball through Bob Toohey. And Jordan Flynn brings it across the halfway line. Ryan O'Donoghue, who, as James said, has his gloves tucked away. The rain's cleared up, so
super piece of work.
They can hold it a bit better. They're holding it very well. It's a bad shot for Jordan Flynn. And that's going to go to Hawkeye. But the fact that it even had to go to Hawkeye from that sort of range is pretty concerning. Are Mayo starting to wobble?
Well, two disappointing shot selections. Let's wait and see what happens here with Hawkeye. We're waiting for it to come up. It looks like it's going to be hitting the post, so it's going to be a Neil. Yeah, Neil, unfortunately. So there's, that's twice now.
The mentality monsters in the Kerry attack in particular, and on the Kerry sideline, Jack O'Connor's been there and done it so many times, will feel like this is their moment, because Mayo have not turned the screw as tightly as they perhaps could have done. They're in front, they're 3 clear after being a point down at half time.
They're winning all the kickouts, and the ball has been broken again. A super beat of work by Jordan Flynn. Jordan gives it to Dara Bryan. Dara retreats, gives it back, and now in the hands of Jack Coyne from Ballyhaunis. Jack Sola with his right foot, hand passer with his right fist, gives it outside. Gives it out to Jack Carney. Jack Carney gives it on, pass it, ball back in the middle now to number 13, which is Dara Byrne from Clare Morris. Dara comes across the field, turquoise boot. Sola's once with his left, once with his right, hand passes. And hand passes to Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan O'Donoghue's from Belmullet. The bullet from Belmullet, they call him. Here he comes. He gives the ball back to Enda Hession again. Enda Hession to Jordan Flynn. Jordan Flynn breaking forward, goes from 65 to 45, gives the ball out. And a right-footed kick and a little punch in the air. That looks like Jack Carney has nailed a 2-pointer. Put up that orange flag. What a score for Mayo. It's 114 to 1-9. There are 5 points between the teams.
Jack Carney's second 2-pointer of this final pushes his individual tally to 4, and as you said, James, the lead is pushed to 5.
Who are the mentality monsters? Let's wait and see. What a catch in the middle of the field by Joe O'Connor from Aston Stacks. Here come the Kerry men. Ball inside to David. David Clifford looked like he touched it on the ground but got away with it. Mike Breen backs it up, gets a 1-2. Mike has it again. Mike Breen coming back now, the centre half back from Kerry. Gives the ball out wide, deciding to come across the field, deciding to have a little look. Graham O'Sullivan, keep coming, Graham O'Sullivan.
The wind is blowing very heavily now in Kerry faces. So perhaps I was wrong that it had died down. If anything, it's as strong as ever. What can Kerry do to work around it? Graham O'Sullivan looking to find a way. He's got Dylan Gainey in support. Here is Gainey. And outside him is Paddy Clifford. Yet to score today. Oh, it's dropping around the house. Livingston's come for it. He's lost it, and it's going to be a free out. The umpire.
45.
The umpire is signaling a 45. The referee did put his arm out, so I thought he was signaling a free going the other way. But no, Livingston under great pressure from the midfielder Sean O'Brien couldn't keep a hold of that. He could probably be relieved that it didn't trickle into his own net.
Yeah, again, it just showed a bit like Mayo in the first half. A couple of those shots from distance dropping into the keeper's hands. But Paddy's just to the left of centre. He's going to kick this with blue boots off the ground, of course. Takes 4 or 5 steps back, clips it with the left foot, and that looks pretty good from here. Yep, the umpire goes to the white flag, and that's a nice settler for Kerry. It's 110 to 114. 4 points between the teams, 46 minutes gone.
It's getting very intense up here in level 7 of the Hogan stand. I can only imagine what it's like on the pitch. Jack Livingston's looking for options for his kick out. He's going to punt it long again. It's dropping, and it's dropped into Kerry hands. Sean O'Brien palmed it to Gavin White, and Gavin White's won the free. Taken quickly, Keith Evans trying to secure possession under the attentions of Enda Hession. And Enda Hession has won the line ball. And Enda Hession is having a fantastic game so far for Mayo. Let's see what they can do now with this attack, because they've successfully turned it over from the Kerry kick-out. Not an easy feat. Kobe McDonald beyond the 65, beyond the 45. Dylan Casey's trying to stay with him. Kobe onto his right foot. He had to steady himself, and it's dropped to short again. Shane Murphy takes that in his chest and takes it out. There was an ever so slight stumble from Kobe as he cut inside, and maybe that unsettled him just a little bit and was the difference between a score and not. Mayo tried to turn it over,
superb
and they have done.
From Mayo.
Dara Byrne bounces off a tackle. Dara Byrne has support with Jordan Flynn. Jordan Flynn going out towards the Cusick stand. They thought about another 2-pointer, and then the pass has been laid off to Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan O'Donoghue brought down.
It's going to be a 45, I think.
No, it's wide. I heard a whistle. I thought it was going to be a free, but turns out no. Clean tackle in the eyes of the referee, so Mayo don't get the chance to re-establish a 5-point gap. It's 4 for the moment.
This
48 minutes gone.
From both sides, though, Sean. The intensity Mayo bring him, we're complimenting, but I have to say, Kerry have upped the intensity, upped the physicality. There's no quarter after given here. But what a break, another break, and the hands again in the Mayo man, and that's Diarmuid O'Connor. Diarmuid O'Connor, the ever experienced, ever reliable brother of Killian, of course, top scorer for Mayo. But now Mayo slow it all down. Kerry retreat past their own 45. They've given the ball, they've allowed the ball to be in the hands of Jack Carney. Zero pressure, cross to number 7, and that's Enda Hession again. Enda is having a superb game with the ball. Normally always breaks forward, good man, but usually a man marker, but today he seems to have, he's playing like Paddy Clifford of the Mayo team. But Ryan O'Donoghue now with his orange boots, solo back out, slowing it all down, taking it easy, getting the heart rates back down. Jack Carney now has it, gives the ball out to Kobe. Kobe solos it twice in his right foot, decides to turn back. Solas again, hand passes it out to Jack Carney. Jack now finds himself halfway between the 45 and the 65, and he gives it to Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan O'Donoghue from Belmullet, we said, gloves tucked in behind, gives a lovely little probing ball inside. Tommy Conroy. Tommy's after turning his man. Tommy has 3 men on him, gives it out. Kobe's going to have a crack at this. Beautiful dummy pass. He's on his left now, slightly more difficult angle. but I think he's just pushed it to the left and wide. And again, super piece of defending for the Kerry men, because in fairness, they gave him the left foot, but he just failed from that angle to convert. Paul Murphy now in the middle of the field for Kerry.
It's the third wide of the second half for Mayo. They've been the better scorers, of course. Kerry have only got a couple since the restart, but now here they come looking to add to that. David Clifford stuck there in the corner, looking to take on Duncan McHugh again. He's got men outside him, and one of them is his brother Paddy, and Paddy off his left boot has put it over the bar. 2 in a row for Paddy Clifford, 2 in a row for Kerry, and the lead is down to 3. Mayo failed to score at one end, conceded the other. We've still got 20 minutes to resolve this All-Ireland final. The kick out goes towards the Cusick, and it's won. It's won by Mayo. They managed to secure their own ball, and the patient build-up will begin again. Crossfield kick actually to Jack Carney, who's got all of the Hogan side of the pitch to himself, or at least in the Mayo half of the field. Mayo don't need to rush this. They're the ones with the 3-point lead. If it starts to tighten up, though, they might feel the urgency to keep the scoreboard ticking over. Making sure they have 3 men still inside their own half. Be a terrible free to give away in the circumstances, or any circumstances really. Enda Hessian now, off the pass from Jack Carney. Ryan O'Donoghue. Enda Hessian again. Kobe outside him. Now here's Kobe. Or is that Kobe? Whatever it is, it's another wide.
Yeah, it's Ryan O'Donoghue with the right foot. He'd be very disappointed with that. The wind is not as straightforward as you may think, or as we may have described. It's certainly a swirling wind, as Sean described in the first half, and there's quite a few gone to the left and wide for Mayo in the second half. That's to the left, and that's down towards the canal end, of course. We're just looking at some of the volunteer stewards are making their way out onto the perimeter of the pitch already now, but like Sean said, there is 19 minutes left in this game. It's 1-11 to Kerry, it's 1-14 to Mayo, 17 plays 14, 3 points between the teams, and Shane Murphy from Dr. Croke's kicks it long with his right foot out towards the middle. It feels like Mayo have won every kick out in this second half, but there you go. As I said, Paddy Clifford picks up a beautiful break, decides to give the ball long into David. There's no one on David. David's on his own. He turns with the left foot and he blasts it over the bar. I'm not sure how he got so free. There was a big contact between himself and his marker just before the ball came in. We're having a look here. It was just a slip. It was just a slip. So David got the ball, had a chance of a goal, I think, Sean.
Mayo's wides have been coming from shooting from long range. They might need to work in the score, because Kerry are reeling them in, as champions tend to do. The kick out is long. It's towards the Hogan. It came out of the gloves of Bob Toohey, and it's come to Kerry. And here come the champions. Sean O'Brien, his kick pass is misplaced. Taken by Dermot O'Connor. And now Mayo look to launch an attack. They haven't scored in a while. It's 3 in a row for Kerry. It's 3 in a row for the Clifford brothers. Dara Byrne, the goal scorer, the one who really shot Mayo forward in this second half, he's gone down. The referee does nothing, and so play continues. Jack Carney to Enda Hessian, who is approaching the 45-metre line. Now he's inside, comes to the edge of the arc. He's got Dermot O'Connor behind him, and he'll use him. Dermot O'Connor from Ballintubber, and Dermot O'Connor will go for it, and that's another wide. And Mayo are starting to kick this second half away. Are they kicking the All-Ireland away? 17 minutes left. Their scores have dried up, and Andy Moran is preparing changes. Paddy Durkin and Matthew Ruan are being readied.
So Matt Duran in for Bob Toohey. And O'McGreal comes off number 4, and he's replaced by Paddy Durkin, experienced defender. Now it's all about the kickouts. Shane Murphy's got away the last 2. Kerry have won the kickouts and scored from the subsequent fast attacks that they've been having. So let's see what Shane has in store now. It looks like he's potentially going to go long. A lot of movement in front of him. No, he decides to go short. It opens up. The ball's in the hands of Paul Murphy. Paul's under pressure, but he breaks the tackle. The Rathmore man, he's under pressure again. He's gone past the 65, gives the ball out. Passes out to Gavin White now. Gavin underneath is here in the Hogan stand. Strong tackling from number 22. That's natural one, but it's over exuberant tackling. It's a free, and the Kerry boys say, slow it down. It's 17 points to 15. 112 to Kerry, 114 to Mayo. 53 and a half minutes gone. Paddy has all the experience in the world, has taken the ball. He's looking around, he's talking. The referee's going to give him a little hurry on now soon, I'm sure. Long ball outside of the left boot to the overlapping. That's looking for Graham O'Sullivan. I think Graham cuts inside on his left foot, and what a beautiful strike of the ball with his left foot. Nobody near him, Sean. The whole, as you said, the whole of the Cusick stand, like you described it a little earlier, every pure space all in front of him. He ran onto a beautiful pass, cut inside and kicked it over with his left foot down towards the hill, and the people in the hill that are cheering there are the blue and gold, or the green and gold.
And Kerry did there what Mayo should be doing. They worked it inside. They worked the high percentage chance. Mayo think the wind is going to blow all their scores over and blow them towards an All-Ireland, but the wind can't win an All-Ireland. Men do. Ryan O'Donoghue is one of those men. He's turned it over. You've got Dara Byrne on one side, Kobe McDonald on the other. He goes with Kobe. Here is Kobe. Over the bar. He had a goal chance. He was crowded out in the end by the Kerry backs.
I think it was a brilliant save on the line, if I'm not mistaken. We're looking at the replay here, and Kobe's on the left foot. I'm nearly certain that Shane Murphy, it's hard to tell. It looked like Shane Murphy got a touch on that.
Yeah, he did. He saved it over the bar.
What a save.
But Mayo break their scoring duck, and there you go. Working it inside pays the bills. Their lead is 2 again. Shane Murphy is down on one knee. The referee stopped the clock at 54-54. 15 minutes remain in the All-Ireland football final. Mayo lead Kerry by 115 to 113 as we take another look.
Listen.
McDonald went for it. It actually hit Shane Murphy in the face.
That's
and
why
ricocheted
the ref
over
is
the bar.
stopping the game. It's a head injury. He's pointing his head. He's crossed his arms. The clock has stopped. Mayo are unhappy with that. They feel like a couple of times in the second half their momentum has been broken. And these things do tend to happen. But Kobe McDonald again, he's been well marshalled. He's had lots of possessions. He's carried the ball very well. He's used it well, but he hasn't had the scoring boots on today as he normally would. But look, there's a score that'll settle him down for certain. Andy Moran on the sideline here, he's clapping. He's got a black tracksuit on with a yellow Port West, what are their sponsors? Let me see. Yeah, he's got that Mayo top on him, and he's right down beside the sideline official. He's walking towards the centre now. He's sparking on instructions. He's saying something about the jersey there. He's a new jersey coming on for one of the substitutes, number 18 there. He's getting a new jersey brought in. There must be blood on the jersey, I presume, something like that. That's Paddy Durkin already.
He's getting the number 19 now, so they'll have to find a new jersey for Rory Brickenden if and when he comes on.
Actually, no, I think that actually could be Rory Brickenden. I don't think Paddy Durkin came on at all. It was Rory.
Well, he was announced as coming on. Yeah, and now it's been corrected on the screen. It's Rory Brickenden. Paddy Durkin stays on the bench. Meanwhile, Kerry win their kick out, and they have an advantage.
Oh, what a break. Oh, their advantage.
They had the advantage.
Yeah,
and Dara Byrne thought he'd turned the ball over, but he hadn't. And Kerry can get things started again. They're going to get things started with their fullback, Jason Foley. The ball is sent out to the right-hand side, and it's Graham O'Sullivan. Mike Breen now out to Mark O'Shea. Kerry playing just outside the 45-metre line. It's Keith Evans. Now Joe O'Connor. They have an overlap. If they can get the pass right, they have. And it's going to be fisted over the crossbar by David Clifford. Patient build-up. Precise build-up. David Clifford has a goal and 4 today. And Kerry are within 1.
There's 56 minutes gone, Sean. It's 1:14 to Kerry, 1:15 to Mayo. 56 minutes gone, 14 minutes left. And the ball is on the kicking tee, and the Brafey man, Jack Livingston, is going long. He's heading it out towards the middle. It's broken in the midfield, but again picked up by the Kerry men. They're starting to dominate the kickouts around midfield. The middle third of the field has been dominated at the moment by the Kerry men. Mike Breen has it. Mike gives it out to Graham White again. Gives it inside, but that's a long pass. It's over the head of Shawnee O'Shea. Shawnee looks at him. How do you expect me to get that? I'm not Kieran Donaghy, he says. 24 now has it, and that's Diarmuid O'Connor. Gives the ball back. Ball back to Brickenden. Or no, that's the fullback, I beg your pardon, Donaghy McHugh. Donaghy gives it out. And that's Ryan McHugh in his own half. He's well inside his own half. He's back near his own 45, giving the ball out to Sam Callan. Sam carries it into traffic in the middle third again, but this time secures possession, and the ball is given out beautifully out here towards Dara Byrne. Dara bounces off 2 defenders, 13 on his back, comes back around. He's helped out by the other corner forward, that's Colby McDonald. Colby gives it to the full forward, Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan kick passes it out to Jack. Jack Carney has it now. Jack Carney, number 9, is back. Jack's a dangerous 2-point kicker, as we know. Gives it to Tommy Conroy. Tommy's on the loop. Tommy's cut inside the arc. He won't go for a 2. Ball given out now. I think that is that Jordan. Jordan Flynn is on his right foot, and Jordan Flynn clips it over the bar. It is Jordan Flynn. The heavily tattooed left arm of Jordan Flynn punches the air, and here comes Conor Loftus from Crossmolina. Named to start, didn't start, but now is coming on, and he's going to replace. Let me see, is it Diarmuid O'Connor is the closest? Yeah, Diarmuid O'Connor makes his way off. He was taking his time coming off to try and confuse Shane Murphy and try and push Shane Murphy to do the kick out on the other side. But Shane has it now. It's 116 to Mayo, 114 to Kerry. 2 points between the teams, 19 points to 7. 57 and a half minutes gone, Sean.
Sarah McFadden, if you're listening, in through the nose, out through the mouth, okay? The kick out's gone out towards the Hogan stand, and it's been sent over the sideline, and it's going to be a Mayo ball. There's some disbelief on the Kerry side over that, but the decision stands. So Conor Loftus kicks it back into play, and it's come to Ryan O'Donoghue. Joe O'Connor looking to challenge him, but he sends the pass back towards Jack Carney. And now O'Donoghue again. At a walking pace under the Hogan stand. Now he plays the 1-2 with Matthew Moran and picks up the pace. Conor Loftus. Colby McDonald in front of him. Will he use him? Yes, he will. Kobe jinks inside. Kobe with the shot. Kobe over the bar off his right boot.
There he points in the air. He twirls his finger like his father did many years ago, and he picks out a little section of the crowd over in the lower Cusick. So it must be where the family are. He's given a little thumbs up to them, and all of a sudden there's 3 points between the teams. 58 and a half minutes gone, Sean.
Stunting like his daddy. It's Kerry's turn to ring the changes. Gavin White has gone off. He's put in some shift, but look who's coming on in his place. Number 22, Brian O'Biogliach. The depth of the Kerry panel on display there. We have 11 and a half minutes left. It's a 3-point Mayo lead, 117 to 114. The Mayo full forward line have stepped up to the plate. They've combined in this final for 1 goal and 9 points of the 1 goal and 17 that Mayo have accrued. But Kerry were well known for their kickouts, and they've won it. But they're under pressure, and they've been done for overcarrying. Another small win for the challengers. And they're going to take their time over this one. Kerry have crowded out the middle of the park. Matthew Ruan to Jack Carney. They're just making sure they got 3 men back. They do. They have 6 now, actually. So Jack Carney will take it forward, and they'll carefully select who it is that's going to join this attacking session. Enda Hession is one of them. And 2, 3 and 19 for Mayo are staying back. That is their entire full back line. Meanwhile, taking it forward is David McBrien. And another shot coming off a right boot. Mayo fans didn't even leave their seats for that one, so it very obviously went wide. That is wide number 7 for Mayo.
A good opportunity for
half.
Tommy Conroy, Sean. He came onto the right foot. He was on the loop. The conditions were perfect for him to kick it, but he rushed it. Ball really quickly kicked out. There's no slowdown in the Kerry men now. Shane Murphy gets it out to the middle of the field, and the ball is won by Paddy. Paddy Clifford has it. Paddy gives it out to O'Biogliach. Brian O'Biogliach has it now. Solas with the right foot. Solas again 3 times. Gives the ball nice right footed pass inside, and that's out to, looking at the number in the back, it's Graham O'Sullivan. Graham doesn't get a chance to cut inside this time. They took their medicine the last time. They learned from their mistakes. The defence is set up. Ball back with Mike Breen now. Mike Breen from Beaufort gives it out to number 10, Joe O'Connor. Joe's right in the middle of the field on the kicking arc. right in the centre of Croke Park. Paddy now has it. Paddy with the turquoise boot. Sola's it left, Sola's right, gives it inside. Shawnee O'Shea has a bit of space, kicks it onto his right foot, and he kicks it, but he pulls it to the left and wide. I can't believe it. He was well inside the 45. He was about 30 yards out. And how did he pull that to the left and wide, Sean?
I don't know. I really don't. Paul Murphy is off. Evan Looney is on for Kerry. So the 3-point Mayo lead stays, and it's 9.5 minutes until the final hooter. Jack Livingston stands over this latest kick out. He looks like he wants to go short, but he's taken a few steps back now.
Jordan Flynn has been his out ball when he goes long. Let's see, is he going to come towards Jordan again? He is. But he's pulled it fractionally, and the ball ends up in the hands of Mark O'Shea with a great catch, in fairness, but he was unattended. A little bit of a malfunction there with the kick out. Paddy O'Shea has it now from a pass from Sean O'Shea, but Paddy Clifford, I beg your pardon, has it from Sean O'Shea, but the ball given inside, and Brickenden has it. He's coming out, and that's Duncan McHugh, actually the fullback, gives a hand pass inside. Ball now with Matthew Rowan. Big Matthew Rowan, great man to bring on, full of experience, of course, and the ball passes through the hands of Conor Loftus over to the far side to Enda Hessian again. Another possession for Enda Hessian, and he's been met by Paddy. Paddy tries to stop him but can't. Ball now with 19 is Rory Brickenden. Rory gives it off to Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan O'Donoghue's coming through. A good hand pass this time from Ryan O'Donoghue to Jack Carney. He's out. He's gone past the 45 in the Hogan stand side, heading towards the Davin, but decides to come back to Ryan O'Donoghue. Ryan's going to have a crack with the outside of the right foot. And my word, if this goes over, ladies and gentlemen, and it does, there's 5 points between the teams. Mayo are 119, that's 22. Kerry 114, that's 17. And let you know, there's 62 minutes gone, 8 minutes till we hear the hooter. Is it 75 years of hurt going to evaporate? I don't know. Here comes Shane Murphy, kicks it long, it's in the melting pot, broken by the Mayo men, and the ball with Dara Byrne. Give it to O'Donoghue. Donoghue's cutting inside. He's been fouled, and it's going to be a 2-pointer from right of centre.
Oh, hang on. There's a Kerry man down. He might have been struck off the ball. It was Conor Loftus on Sean O'Brien. And you think back to 2017 when Donald Vaughan got a silly red card for striking out. Well, the spray is out, so this free is going to stand. It's outside the 2-point arc, so a successful kick would push the Mayo lead to 7 points with just about 7 minutes to go. But Ryan O'Donoghue has to do the business first.
He's just done it from just about this. Only 2 minutes, like in the last 90 seconds, he kicked it with the outside of the right boot from this angle. This time he's going to kick it with the inside of the right boot. He's just to the right of centre. He's about 2 yards outside the kicking arc. He does skip, mini run up, kicks it with the right foot. It's going to drop short. It's going to drop short, and Jason Foley has it. He didn't catch it clean. Jason has it, number 3, and he's back, and Jason decides to go long, but he goes long and he goes out over the sideline, and it's going to be a sideline ball from the Cusack stand side just inside the 45, and that ball is going to be for Mayo.
Micheál Burns is in for Sean O'Brien on the Kerry team.
Scoring forward on for a midfielder.
Well, they need it. They're 5 down with 7 to go. The game is still there for Kerry, of course it is, but they have work to do. Mayo again in All-Ireland finals, dropping balls short at just the time they didn't want to do it, and Kerry doing a great marking job off this sideline. So he's going to just drop it in around the house. It's been touched. It's touched off the crossbar.
Jordan Flynn. The ball bounced once. He punched it. It comes off the crossbar.
And now here come Kerry. It's the new player, Micheál Burns, sends it in. He was sending it towards David Clifford, but he lost it. Duncan McHugh, he was the man tasked with shackling David Clifford. He hasn't always been successful, but he did it that time. That goal could have been decisive. Mayo don't have it yet, but they do have the ball. They have the ball to Conor Loftus.
Mayo have had so many mistakes in this game. They've had so many unfortunate things, but they're still going and they're still in the lead. Is this the day that it all turns around? Kobe with a little flick up, just misses it. Micheál Byrne now has it. Micheál's been gobbled up. He's been rugby tackled. And Martin McNally says, slow it all down. It's going to be a free. The free's going to be to Kerry. But he said, no, hold it, pause, stall the digger, substitute coming on. And this time it is number 18. And this time it is going to be Paddy Durkin. And Paddy's an experienced defender, a superb defender. Coming on here to try and see this game out. We're looking at Jordan Flynn's right-handed paw of the ball and deflects it just onto the crossbar. How close are Mayo going to get to a goal? But they've shown extraordinary resilience in this game, I think. From them balls dropping short in the first half to have 119 on the board is fantastic. But here comes Kerry. Kerry now have the ball, and the ball's in the hands of Tomás Kennedy. Tomás Kennedy gives it out. A wonderful minor. Gives it across to Brino Briglock to Joe O'Connor. Joe O'Connor solds with the right foot. He's coming around the arc. Joe might have to have a crack. They're trying to goad him into it, but no, he gives it back to Paddy. Paddy has it.
That's David.
That's David, I beg your pardon. David on the right foot. It's going across the face of the goal. It's a 2-pointer, Sean. And as you just said, that's David.
3 points not scored for Mayo on one end, 2 points scored for Kerry on the other. We're back to a 1-point game with 5 minutes to go. Every single solitary second of this final is absolutely crucial in terms of deciding who wins and who doesn't. Kerry win the kick out. It's broken to Joe O'Connor. He has men out to the right. One of those men is Micheál Byrne. Back inside to Mike Breen. Can Kerry snatch this? Retain their title for the first time in 20 years. It's Keith Evans out under the Hogan. Tomás Kennedy trying to jink loose, but Evans continues. It's Sean O'Shea outside the arc. And Kerry again forced to retreat. They have the 2-point kickers if they need them. David Clifford has got the ball. Facing up to Donnacha McHugh. Passes inside to Joe O'Connor. O'Connor steps past the challenge. Now Sean O'Shea. Clifford might get it back here, but he checks his run, and Sean O'Shea checks his run too. 4 minutes left.
One more score will do it for Mayo, you know. But
Dylan Casey coming up. On now to Paddy Clifford. Paddy Clifford, 2 points in this second half. One of them from a 45, one from play. He might get a second from play, and he has. And it's back down to a 2-point game. Kerry refused to go away.
Jack Livingston, he takes his time. He's ambling out. There's an orange kicking tee. He puts the ball on the orange kicking tee. He's in no rush to take this. He's got the white shorts and the white socks but a red goalkeeping jersey. He's underneath the hill. Their whole crowd from Mayo are telling him slow it down a walk. There's 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. He's kicked it long. It's come out here underneath the
sideline.
The ball goes straight out, and it's a Kerry ball, and the Kerry ball is being taken straight away by Evan Looney. Evan gives it inside to Dylan Casey. Dylan Casey decides to probe the other side, gives it all the way across to Mike Breen. Mike Breen gives it across one more to Graham O'Sullivan. Graham O'Sullivan coming down the Cusick stand side, gone past the 45. Gives it to the main man, David. David has it, gives it back to Mike Breen. Let's keep an eye on the clock, 67-15. So there's 2 minutes, 45 seconds, a 2-pointer needed to tie up the score. Shawnee O'Shea has it. David Clifford has it. David, does a little dummy, almost double bounce, but he didn't cleverly, chipped it up with his toe, but it's back with Shawnee O'Shea. Are they going to work the 2-pointer? Are they going to go for the draw with the 2-pointer? Looks like what they're trying to do. Keep an eye on the 2-point shooters, Mayo. That's what we have to say. Tomás Kennedy, Keith Evans has it now. Keith Evans gives it out to Micheál Byrne. Micheál, a superb forward, very good forward from close to goal for certain. Paddy Clifford now, 13 on his back. Paddy cuts inside, a beautiful jink and run. He's going around Kine, but the ball's given inside, and it's picked up, and the ball is with Joe. The break is won by Kerry. Shawnee O'Shea now has a chance of a 2-pointer if he can get free. He gives it to David. David kicks it with his left
Looks like
foot,
he's gone. No, he's missed it. It's wide.
Left, and it's wide. And now, it's important to tell you, there is 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Keep breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Jack Livingston, the ball's on the kicking tee. Jack's in no hurry, but he'll have to hurry up because Martin McNally's going to give him a hurry up now soon. The ball's going to come long. It's going to come over towards us again here in the Hogan stand. It's dropping right on the centre line. The ball is touched out.
It's won by Kerry. Here comes Evan Looney, and there's a man inside. that they need two. They have to stay outside the arc. They'd open road in front of them. And now there's a man free as a bird out to the right. It's shot Clifford. It's David Clifford. What a man to leave free. Paddy now. 1 minute to go. 2 points the gap. Kerry, can they win it here? Surely they can't get 2 scores in this last minute. But there's plenty of heartbreakers out there. One of them, Shawnee O'Shea. It's dropping short. It's dropping short. And Mayo have it. Mayo have it. There's 45 seconds left. Jack Livingston did the business. If he dropped it, geez, it could have been over. And now Mayo taking it up the field. 30 seconds to go through Kobe McDonald. Kobe, Mayo just need to keep a hold of the ball for 30 more seconds. Kobe again. Here, Kobe still. There's a man inside. All he has to do is fist it over the bar.
Tommy Conroy has fisted it over the bar. There's 3 points between the knees, and there's only 10 seconds left.
We're going to stay quiet now, because in less than 10 seconds, you will hear an amazing noise. Finally!
The famine is over.
Finally, Mayo are champions. 75 years, 11 finals lost, countless hearts broken, but it's over. Mayo are the All-Ireland Senior Football Champions, and we should take a moment to remember the people who aren't here anymore. All the souls of 51 and 50 and 36, they have company now. The class of 26 have got it done. And Kobe McDonald may never kick a ball for Mayo again, but he will be a legend forever. He did what his father couldn't. Mayo for Sam. You better believe it.
Oh, what a win. And there's people coming from all angles. The stewards trying to stop them coming out onto the pitch. Like you said, 11 times defeated, but Mayo keep coming to the well. The resilience they showed in this game alone is phenomenal. It's second to none. They deserved every bit of it. Andy Moore in his first season in charge. The first team to ever lose 2 championship games and get to an All-Ireland final. Resilience, resilience, resilience. Mentality monsters, that's what you call them. And ladies and gentlemen, we have been privileged, myself, James Hayden, and Sean Breslin beside me, to bring you audio descriptive commentary in association with Vision Sport Ireland and Croke Park. We all belong here in Croke Park, and we all belong in the GAA. What a day.
There's a man from the Mayo News. He was down to our right, and he's down on his knees and he's in tears. And let's let them sing.
Sean, it's been a pleasure. I think we should leave it to the people of Mayo and the people of Ireland to enjoy this great day. The last game of the 2026 Football Championship. What a day. What a day for the GAA. What a day for Mayo. What a day for Gaelic football.
Sarah, I don't know if you're still listening, but congratulations. You and all your people have earned this.
And of all days, today is traditionally the day that they climb the Reek, Croke Patrick in Mayo. Another pilgrimage was today, and the pilgrimage was to Croke Park. And what a prize they're coming home with. The whole Ireland will celebrate this victory. The whole of Ireland, the whole of the GAA across the world, in London, New York, hotbeds of Irish culture. They will dance and they will sing and they will be happy tonight. Mayo are All-Ireland champions, and well done to Kerry. Such a wonderful team. It wasn't their year. In fairness, this year they've been just a little bit off beat, off colour for a Kerry team, but they're noble champions. Got all the way to the final again and defended their final or their championship with great honour. But today is a day for the Mayo. Today is a day for the All Whites, the Lily Whites, but they're not. It's the green and red of Mayo.
The final score, we haven't even mentioned it yet. This is important. Mayo have won this game by 120 to 117. A fourth All-Ireland title, and the vaunted full forward line are posing for their photos in front of the hill, as they deserve. And, well, we'll let Kobe go play a bit of AFL. He's done his bit.
Simple as that. That's what Kobe says. One final, one victory. We're looking at Porrick, who manages things up here in level 7. A Mayo man. He can hardly stand up straight. He's got the sunglasses on. I don't know if that's because there's a tear in his eye. But everybody across Croke Park, I hope you've enjoyed our commentary. We've enjoyed bringing it to you, and it's been our privilege to be in Croke Park today. Any day we get to Croke Park is a privilege, but today of all days has been special. Sean, thank you very much for your company. It's been amazing.
It's been my pleasure, and I'll see you back here in Croke Park next weekend for the LGFA finals, headlined by another Kerry team. They'll be taking on another Western opponent. This will be Galway. How will it go? Time will tell. But thank you, and have a great night. Mayo are champions!
Mayo for Sam!